In this short video tutorial, I am going to show you how to use the freeze panes function in Microsoft Excel, and I also want to show you how that can be useful. And so anytime that you have a spreadsheet like this that has a lot of rows and columns, you run into the issue where when you scroll down, you no longer know what the headings for these columns are, or when you scroll to the right, you no longer can see what, in this case, what the time was, what column A was. And so we can freeze frames so that we can lock this information in. So the way to do that is I would come over here. If I wanted to just freeze this top pane so it stays there, I would come here to row 2 and then up here to the View tab and click on Freeze Panes. And I could either click Freeze Top Row or Freeze Panes. When I click that, it looks like nothing changed, but as you come out of that, now look when I scroll down what happens. It keeps that top row right there where it is. Now you can do the same thing if I wanted to keep the top 2 or 3 or 5 rows. It doesn't matter. I could click 4, for example. I would come up here to View and Freeze Panes, and I would unfreeze the current pane and then freeze panes again. And now it keeps the top 3 rows. So when I clicked on 4, it keeps anything above that. Now you can also freeze the first column over here. So I would do that by coming over here and freezing the first column. Now once I've done this, it allows me to scroll this direction, keeping the first column in place. And that can be very useful. Now you might ask, well, what if I wanted to keep the top row and the first column? Well, that's easy also. You just come over here and decide if I want to keep the top row and the first column. I would click on this cell, and it's going to freeze everything above and to the left of the cell that I've selected. So if I come here, unfreeze the panes that I had, and click Freeze Panes again, now you'll notice it allows me to scroll down and scroll to the right. It keeps both the first row and the first column. If I wanted to keep the first 2 rows and the first 2 columns, I would select this cell, and everything above and to the left of it would be frozen. And that's simply how you do it. It's a very useful tool, and it's a very easy tool to use.